Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, and today I will be beating Dark Souls 3 with only the Blacksmith Hammer, or as a Blacksmith. I think for the title I'm going to do as a Blacksmith, but yeah, it's only with the Blacksmith Hammer. But yeah, no, rules are simple. Blacksmith Hammer is the only weapon I can use for this run, and that's about it. Now, this run is honestly, I did it in DS1, and so I thought about it and I realized it would be fun to do in Dark Souls 3. And the class choice was very specific because I believe this is one of the only classes that can wield the Blacksmith Hammer at the start of the game. And so you do have to be careful about what class you choose. But yeah, no, and because I chose the correct class, one that can actually properly wield the hammer, Gundyr really isn't too hard, and that's pretty expected, because I'm using a weapon that you're supposed to get after you kill Champion Gundyr, but it's also not like an incredible weapon to begin with, but it is a pretty solid weapon with a good moveset, and so definitely is a fun weapon to use. Now the tree jump wasn't too bad. I was able to actually get it fairly quickly, and then I was on to getting the free Estus shard up here, which you always gotta grab. It's almost a necessity in this game. And then also well, I guess it's not a necessity, but it's very helpful. And then also the coveted Silver Serpent Ring, which is also very helpful to have. Now Vort wasn't too difficult. I was able to take him down fairly easily on my first try. But I mean, that is kind of a given the fact that I am using a pretty late game weapon. Most of these early game bosses are usually kind of a pushover. But I mean, definitely not too hard to kill Vort. I do almost die though, because I kind of get sloppy at the end and just kind of start just swinging at him, and then I get hit a bunch, and then I almost end up dying, which is unfortunate, but I'm able to barely scrape by and kill him. Moving on. Now moving on to the awful tree. The awful tree. There isn't much else to say about this tree. It's just so bad, man. I mean, I just fought him for the souls. I just wanted to level up so I could do some more damage with my hammer, and so that's the main reason. I was also trying to get enough money so I could upgrade my hammer to level 1, because I think I found some Titanite shards lying around, and so I wanted to be able to upgrade my weapon, and this is how I wanted to get the money to do so. But yeah, no, I don't know why they thought this boss was a good idea. I think there's always like one boss in each game that's just bad. Like DS1, it's got the Bed of Chaos. DS3, it's this one. But there's also like, or no, I feel like this is definitely the worst boss. This is definitely it for sure. But yeah, no. This is the worst one in DS3. DS2, trying to think. I definitely think Royal Rat Authority is up there, but he's not like that bad, and so I don't know. I just haven't played Dark Souls 2 in quite a while. I mean, Alana's pretty bad because she can basically summon another boss. But yeah, no. Crow's Shroud of Greatwood goes down pretty quickly. Moving on. After that, I went and took on this demon so I could, number 1, just get the souls he drops, and number 2, get to the Flint Ring and Chloranthy Ring that I basically grab every single run. Especially when I'm doing physical damage, the Flint's Ring is very helpful, and then Chloranthy Ring is always helpful because that's just extra stamina regen, and you can never go wrong with more stamina. Now moving on to Crystal Sage, which this time around definitely was not too hard to defeat because I have a very solid melee weapon. It's only about level 1 right now though, so it's nothing like truly insane yet. So it's not like this fight goes down pretty quickly. This is probably around the point where the hammer was probably the worst. Or no, it was probably worse during the tutorial, but definitely was worse for this fight because I mean, Crystal Sage is a lot more health, for sure. But for the rest of second phase, I think after I get them to move once, I basically got it on lock where they move almost every time. It's kind of insane. Like, I mean, look, I think other than, like, the last one, like, I basically always know. Like, I got it there, and then I ran over here, and then it was the right one, and then I ran back over to that corner, and it ended up being in the same spot as it was before, so ended up just killing him there. Moving on. Now moving on to the deacons. They weren't too hard. They're just tedious as always, because you have to kill like a bunch of smaller enemies. I've always liked the concept of this fight, but not really the execution, because it's kind of like the Skeleton Lords, but easier for sure. And then also, the Skeleton Lords are definitely just much more of a fun fight because these guys will literally just cluster up. Especially, they'll cluster up around the main boss at the end, which just almost makes it, like, impossible to get to them. So you have to end up fighting through, like, the outside layer of these people to, like, put a hole in their, like, wall so you can actually fight the main deacon. But as soon as you're able to do that and you're not getting gunned down by fireballs and stuff, it's really not that bad. Now it's Abyss Watcher time. Definitely one of my more enjoyable fights. And it was definitely pretty easy with this hammer because it's got pretty quick attack speed. And I'm doing about 200, or about 100 a swing, 200 every backstab, which is pretty easy to get on the Abyss Watchers, no lie. That's probably what you want to be going for the most, is just backstabs when you can. But yeah, no. And also the hammer does stun lock them in some cases, and so it definitely does make the fight a lot easier with that. And so first phase is pretty easy to take on. Second phase, I would say not so much. It definitely is easy, but it's not as easy as the first phase. But I mean, that's kind of a given. I definitely enjoy that there's not clones in the second. Imagine clones in the second phase with this dude's like fire AoE attacks. That'd be so bad. But yeah, no. Luckily, they did not do that, and so it's actually not too bad. Moving on. Now, Wolnir is not too difficult either, especially because I break the bracelets in around 4 to 5 swings, which is honestly the best I've had in a while, no lie. So I think it just helps that it's a blunt object, and I think blunt objects do a lot better to break these bracelets. So that definitely helped with speeding up the fight. But yeah, no, this guy went down pretty quickly this time around. Next to kill is the old Demon King. The main reason I'm down here is just to collect some Titanite. And I thought while I'm down here I might as well kill the old Demon King for some souls, especially because the fight shouldn't be too hard, given the fact that this guy is pretty easy and he's probably only got like 5 attacks almost. Like, he can swing his big mace, he can shoot fireballs, he can use combustion, or he can like spawn a ring of fire. That's like literally about it. So yeah, this guy does not have a whole lot to his moveset. Oh, I guess he can breathe fire too. Other than that though, yeah, no, once again, it still stands. He's pretty easy, but he does spam a lot of fireballs here, which definitely makes the fight a lot longer because I have to hide behind one of the piles of dead demon corpses to not get annihilated by those fireballs. So, no. Definitely slows down the fight when he just spams the attack, because then I have to like run all the way to the other side of the map to hide behind the demon pile that's actually going to block me from those fireballs. It just kind of sucks. And then he does the explode, which basically makes it free, but he does get a fire breath out, which I didn't think he could do, but he went down anyway. Moving on. Time for Yorm. I decided to do it in a different order this time. Instead of killing Aldrich first, I killed Yorm first. I thought about using a Blacksmith hammer, but then I realized I don't want to do that. Because I could sit forever, like somebody commented, I know I can sit forever and hit his head to do some okay damage. But, I never said that I couldn't kill him with the weapon. I just said I wouldn't. And so we're back at it with the Storm Ruler, because man, am I not gonna sit here for like 2 hours and hit his head with a stupid hammer, especially because the hammer doesn't have great reach. And so I already know it's gonna be absolutely miserable trying to hit his head with that thing. I mean, I could probably do it if I like one-handed it and then just like did a bunch of heavy attacks. I could probably hit his head pretty well, but I'm not doing that. Now on to Pontiff Sullivan, which is definitely one of my more enjoyable fights as well. And then I also beat him first try around. I don't think I died to his... Well, I'm trying to think of how many bosses I died to. I died to Deacons. And I might have died to Aldrich. I don't know. I don't think so. And then, yeah, I don't know. But, yeah, no, Pontiff isn't too hard. If you don't know the strat already, it's basically just bait parries in the first phase. Well, it's a lot easier to do that for the free damage you get. And then second phase, what I would say is just try to kill that clone as fast as possible. So it's just back to fighting Sullivan himself. And if you can manage to do that, then it's pretty easy from there on out, because he's got like some pretty like fast attacks ish, but as soon as you kind of get his rhythm, it doesn't really get too hard to actually fight him. But yeah, no, I was able to instantly drop the clone there, which definitely did help, because yeah, no, definitely good to get rid of that clone as fast as possible, because he hides behind the main guy, so you can't really see what he's doing. But yeah, no, here I just kind of go for the kill because Pontiff is so low, and then I end up getting it. Moving on. Now, I did not end up dying to Aldrich after looking at the footage, but I think I remember I also died to Champion Gundyr once or twice this run, I think. And so as long as that's the case, I think I beat like all but like 2 bosses first try on this run. Which, I mean, these fights definitely took a while, but you know, I'm shocked at the fact that I was able to just, for the most part, beat most of them first try. I don't even know. Is there a death counter in the game? Because now I almost just want to see how many times I died during this run, because it's probably like 5 maximum. Oh wait, never mind. I know it's definitely in the double digits because I had to farm a bunch of deaths for Yol's questline. I forgot to actually show me picking up Yol, I think. But did do his questline because I think it's safe to say that in most of my videos I do it. And it's really not that hard. All you have to do is just after Fort, go pick up Yol. He'll be at the other end of the bridge from where you actually need to go. And then as soon as you're done talking to him, he'll drop his way into Firelink Shrine. All you have to do is talk to him there, die a couple times, unlock your inner strength, and then you can, as soon as you do it once, you can go farm the deaths for the other 4, and then you're chilling. But yeah, basically do that every game because it's an extra 5 free levels, which you can really never go wrong with. But yeah, no, well, there isn't much to say about the actual Aldrich fight. Just try to bait out as many melee attacks as you can. Okay, so the only 3 bosses I didn't first try were Deacons of the Deep, Dancer, and Champion Gundyr, I think. We'll clarify that when we actually get there. But yeah, no, otherwise, Went pretty smoothly. As you can see, though, definitely was getting destroyed by Dancer there for a minute. I kind of forgot their moveset for the first couple of runs, but after I kind of remembered their rhythm, it really wasn't too hard to kill them. Got to second phase pretty quickly. That's what I was trying to say. But yeah, no. I feel like with I kind of don't like this fight because I feel like it's not like a bad fight, but I feel like sometimes it's kind of just like they will like attack in a combo of like 8 or 9, and so you basically just have to dodge for like forever, which is kind of annoying. But as long as you're overlooking the like 9 attack combos she can sometimes pull out, Dancer's really not too bad to take down. Now, Osiris is not too difficult, especially in the first phase. First phase, you basically want to stay under him as long as he doesn't pop Pestilent Mist, but that's also kind of the play for second phase, is just stay under him. But he also just doesn't have Pestilent Mist in the second phase, so it definitely helps out a lot. But yeah, no. There isn't a whole lot to say about this boss, especially in the first phase. The first phase is just dodging the staff attacks and staying under him as much as possible. Second phase is just dodging the flailing attacks and staying like under him / behind him as long as possible. Just like right under his hind legs is where you want to probably be most of the time, so you can get quite a bit of free damage in, and then it's pretty hard for you to get hit. Yeah, no. Osiris isn't too difficult to kill. It's just kind of long, especially because he'll kind of just ram himself into a corner until you're able to kill him. So it turns out I first tried Champion Gundyr. I didn't think I did, to be honest, but I did. But yeah, no, this is honestly one of my favorite fights in the game as well. I definitely think my top 5 fights in no particular order is Champion Gundyr, Abyss Watchers, Pontiff Sullivan, Twin Princes, and then I'd maybe say Soul Cinder, or probably Nameless King is better. But don't get your hopes up, I did not kill Nameless King this time around. I honestly just didn't have the time for it. I just needed to make sure this video was ready by the weekend, and especially because I did a different run and then kind of scrapped it because it just didn't feel good. Because I think it was, I was trying to use like a different halberd or something, and it wasn't like a great weapon, to be honest, for a challenge run. It was kind of too good. But yeah, moving on. Now moving on to Dragon Slayer armor. Dragon Slayer armor is not super duper difficult, especially because this time around I actually managed to stun him out of the second phase transformation. I don't know if it actually like did anything, but I'm pretty sure he didn't have like extra lightning damage after I was able to do that. Like, look, right there, I was able to stun him out of like slamming his weapon onto the ground, and I'm pretty sure I was able to keep him like in first phase the entire time, which I think is actually kind of crazy, to be honest. So that's honestly kind of cool. I've never really seen that happen before. But yeah, moving on. Now on to probably my favorite fight in the game is Twin Princes. I'd almost say it's... I'd honestly be willing to say it's my number 1 fight, just because I enjoy it so much. I enjoy the fact that he kind of teleports around, so you kind of have to stay on your toes. He can like hit you from different angles. I just like his moveset so much. I think his moveset's just such a cool idea, that like he'll attack and then like throw an attack, or like he'll teleport and throw an attack at you or whatever. I think it's pretty cool. Yeah, no. Lorian on his own is not too difficult, and Lothric doesn't really give much support other than the occasional few projectiles, and so, yeah, no. First phase was pretty easy. Second phase almost goes about the same. I'm able to get Lorien to half HP fairly quickly, and I'm able to get Lothric down pretty far too. By the time I kill Lorien, Lothric is pretty close to death, and after I'm done attacking him while he revives his brother, he's definitely in a lot worse shape. And so I'm able to kill him while he teleports, and that's that for the Twin Princes. Moving on. And now for the finale, which is Mr. Soul of Cinder himself. He isn't too bad. I'm not doing incredible damage this time around, but I'm not like... I'm at least getting some good yellow though, so it's definitely not bad. And this weapon's actually pretty good, I think, at breaking the stance, and so I am able to get him on the ground a couple of times, but he seems to kind of do that on his own usually, where he'll like kneel on the ground. Like, I think it's kind of scripted with like his health bar. But yeah, almost died right there to the scimitar phase because I'm not very used to it, and it didn't help that those magic balls were also just kind of gunning me down the entire time. Especially because that's like one of my least known phases. And then moving on to a spear phase. I think spear phase, the trick is just to stay close to him. As long as he doesn't do Wrath of the Gods. Which I need to back up and heal, but he also takes the opportunity to heal. But luckily he goes back to sword, and I know how to dodge that fairly well. And so I can kind of just keep his health bar down until he moves to level 2. And then on phase 2, just gets better, to be honest, because the Gwyn phase is low-key my favorite. But yeah, no, I wish he was like actually Gwyn. Imagine the appearance change too, to like look more like Gwyn. That'd actually be kind of fire. Yeah, no, the actual fight is not horribly awful, especially because he seems to well, I mean, it's definitely a lot easier to sneak in pretty fast attacks when he swings a lot slower in the second phase. But with that, I was able to beat Dark Souls 3 as a blacksmith, or with the blacksmith hammer only, however you want to say it, but I would just say as a blacksmith. But with that, I really hope you guys did enjoy this video, and if you did, maybe like, comment, and subscribe. And then next week, I probably will be doing something different. I don't really want to do more Dark Souls 3 for sure. Kind of getting burnt out on the game. And so more than likely, you'll see me at least on a different Dark Souls game. Probably Dark Souls 2, because it's been a minute since I've been on Dark Souls 2. It's just Dark Souls 3 has been so fun to play recently, but I think this run has finally been like enough where I've kind of gotten bored of the game. But it's not like I'll definitely revisit the game. It's not like I'll never play it again. It's just, you know, yeah, there's not. But yeah, no, once again, I really hope you guys did enjoy, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.